Hello gardening friends. Today I'm going to talk about what to do in my garden today in the month of July, and this is just regular chores that you should do. This is just, if you're wondering what to do in your garden today, here's a good idea. So one of the things is put mulch down around your favorite plants, and this is a hollyhock that I've been trying to take care of here. And so I went around and pulled up all the weeds, and I'm getting rid of the daylilies there in here because I've got plenty of them. So I'm just going to put mulch around here. I'm going to hold all the leaves up while I do that. Then just spread the mulch around there. This is really good mulch. We actually get it for free. The city, when they chop up branches off of trees, they shred the bark chips, the wood chips, the branches, and then you can just come and get them all you want for free. So these are hollyhocks, and I'm anxious for them to grow. So another thing that you do with mulching, that looks like a daylily, is just I'm putting it in the middle of the path. I've got all these stepping stones down, but what I found is when you're kneeling trying to pull weeds along here, the stepping stones are pretty hard and the mulch is a lot softer. So I'm just spreading along the path, and you can go like that and it gets it to the sides. And that's kind of what I do. And you can, when you're doing this, you can reach in here and pull up the grass. And a lot of times when I'm pulling up grass like this, I'll throw it out in the yard, and then when I get done, mow the grass, and that takes up all the grass that I've pulled up and throw it in the yard. And I'm probably going to do this whole path like this right here. It's nice and soft, and it's a very good mulch for the plants. And one of the other things I need to do in the garden today is feed the birds. I noticed the bird feeders here are empty, so I got this bag of bird seed, and they sell this at Menards. And I got a 40-pound bag, which makes it kind of hard to lift. And there is plenty of birds that will eat off of the ground. The mourning doves are ground feeders, and they won't get in the bird feeders. So they'll eat what you, and the squirrels love what you spill on the ground too. Okay, now I'll just store this someplace where the mice won't be able to get to it, which in our case is in the basement. And we have cats, so they'll keep the mice away. But you wouldn't want to put it in your garage where the mice could get in there, because they'll find it and tear the bag open and help themselves. Here. Birds are one of the best things that you can add to your garden. But also, I get mulch. I'm spreading it out here because I'm renewing this flower bed, and this makes wonderful soil. Look how moist that is, where it's just kind of dry on top. So that makes great soil. By next year, when I want to plant in here, I just push the bark chips aside, and that's some plants that were already in there. They're kind of hard to pull up. And so here's some that I managed to come up through, so I just cut them off like that, and then put more mulch over them. And I just keep working on this every week. I get more mulch. Just cut off the ones that are managing to come through. then cover them up once I get them cut off. I think anytime you leave green leaves above that means that plant can still create photosynthesis and keep on growing. So that's why I cut off the plant and then cover it with wood chips. And this stuff is growing right here is Vinca minor. It's just about impossible to get rid of. And so covering it with wood chips like this is about the only way to get rid of it. But it makes a good ground cover if that's what you want. But actually, we'd like to start growing things in here now. So I'm putting it around the plants and just kind of covering things up. And I'll keep on doing that with this whole area. And if you need to, you can just rake it smooth. And I just work on this a little bit every weekend, get it smooth. That I do is weed. One of my favorite jobs, of course. And so when I'm weeding, like you can see right here where I've started, I just pull up the stuff. And you can see how some things come, but really, this is creeping Jenny. Comes up real easily. And if I weed it more often, there will be less of it here. But I just do that. And some of these things like this here, it helps if you get the whole taproot. And so that I might just dig up like this. And then just shake off the dirt. You can see I got almost all of the taproot. So I don't know if that little piece that's left can grow back or not. We'll see. But that's one of the things that I need to try to do whenever I can. Another thing you need to do is water when it's needed. And so to do that, I just check someplace where you can get your hand down in there. And it's pretty damp. So I don't think we need to do a watering today. So I guess it's wet enough we don't need to water today. Another thing that you need to do is deadhead. And that means take off. Deadhead means to cut off the spent flower heads unless you want them to make seeds. In the case of these daylilies, we don't want that. There's still a flower blooming there. There's no flowers blooming there. So I just cut it off, and it's that simple. So just cut off the stalks where there were flowers. Here, right here, you can see it's making seeds. Now that is a non-productive activity for this plant because they won't grow. It's so much. If you wanted more daylilies, it's just a lot easier just to dig up the plant. And here's one that's not bloomed yet, so we'll just leave it alone. So the ones that have bloomed, we just cut off. And these are tiger lilies. I really love them, but they're all done blooming. And right in this area right there, that's where they'll make seeds, and that will actually swell. But again, it's non-productive activity, and it takes a lot of plant energy to make the seeds. And we would rather that energy is sent into the bulb to increase and make a couple of bulbs down there. So just kind of grow into a clump, then you can divide them. So just cut off the head, and that's what they call it, deadheading, like that. And here is another kind of daylily. This is the orange common daylily that you see along the roadside, but it's all done blooming. So I just cut them off. And also, if there's any shrubs that you have that are overgrown, you can cut them back with for this plant here, which this is trumpet vine, I just use the grass clippers and cut off where it gets to sticking out too much. And this grows pretty fast, so. And I keep a path open here so you can see how it will just grow right out into the path. So I just cut off all that stuff that's sticking out. And on the sidewalk, the same thing. And here is some roses. But these roses are definitely past their prime, so let's just get rid of them. It's pretty cool right now, so this is probably okay. I didn't see any Japanese beetles, but I treat actually all insect problems with just dish soap, just ordinary dish soap and water, and that's what's in here. And you have to get air in there so you can pump it. And then I saw on this plant here, this is a hibiscus. The other day I saw a Japanese beetle. And so I just spray it like this. I think it's almost empty. I probably need to refill it, but just spray it like that, just ordinary dish soap and water, and that does not get rid of Japanese beetles, but basically what it does is it keeps them from eating up your plants. And when it gets, the warmer it is outside, the more active they will be. And right now it's kind of cool. It's probably only 70 something, so they're not very serious. But when it's warmer, and if you choose to do nothing, the Japanese beetles will just devour a whole plant and kill it and move on to the next one. But if you spray it like this, it keeps them from killing your plants, basically. And so that's why I just spray it with dish soap and water, and it protects your plants. Fertilize my plants, and I do it, I suppose maybe about once a month. I don't really keep track of it. I fill up this here, which is Miracle Grow, and it's just what I use. So I don't know if it's the best or not, but it's always worked for me. And you can see the water is still colored. And so I wouldn't add any more. But if that water had been completely clear, this is the fertilizer right here. And I actually only use half. It says use a whole bag in there, but I just use half a bag. And that way, if I do it too frequently, it doesn't matter so much. Now, as long as this water is going into the flower bed, I don't think it's going to hurt the fact that it leaks. I don't think we're ever going to, unless I bought a new one of these dispensers, but I don't think that matters. So, and a lot of times, I'll even use this thing even when there's no fertilizer coming out, because it's just good for watering too. The water is not too forceful. If it was with your some garden hoses, the water comes out with so much force that you would just be digging a hole around the plants, and you couldn't even water flower pots like right in here. So yeah, I just walk up and down here, and maybe one of these days I'll get a drip irrigation system, but I don't quite have that yet. And so if I did have a drip irrigation system, I don't know how I would fertilize then anyway. So for now, this is how I do it. This is now the most fun part, is harvesting your vegetables. If you have a garden too. Look at all the cucumbers in there. You can get them all at once or get the biggest ones first. And you can just leave that one to grow. And oh, here's another one over here. Right now, it's all I've got that's coming ripe. This is actually the first year I've used these beds. And I just filled them up with wood chips. And I put maybe a small amount of potting soil here, not a whole lot because I didn't have the money to buy it. But you can see how these wood chips decompose into very good gardening soil. Just plain wood chips. And so I 1 year I filled up the bed, and then the following year is when I planted this garden in here. So every year it will probably get better and better as the wood chips decompose into soil. And oh, here's a beet. A couple of beets. I suppose not very big, but so I might go ahead and just pick some of these beets, and I see I got a bunch more of them down here too, because I put them really too thick actually, and so I just pick some of them and let the more grow. Well, anyway, that's what I'm doing in my garden. Oh, before we go, let's look at the tomatoes. Look at this, these nice green tomatoes. So as soon as those are ready, I'll pick those. So that's what I'm doing in my garden today. So I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. So thanks a lot, and I'll see you next time. Bye. One of the things is put mulch down around your favorite plants. And then just shake off Here's some roses, but these roses are definitely past their prime, so let's just get rid of them. Any Japanese beetles, but I treat actually all insect problems with just dish soap, just ordinary dish soap and water, which is Miracle Grow. And it's just what I use, is harvesting your vegetables if you have a garden too.